Good evening everybody, CryptoStrang here. Following on from previous videos, we talk about layer 1 blockchains to issue those smart contracts. Obviously we spoke many times about Cardano, my number one holding, my biggest hope was always been in crypto. Plus there's obviously Polkadot, recently talking about Solana, Avalanche, and we're talking about some lower caps recently. We talked about Quantex, Radix, Telos. Telos just gone through the top 200. I done a video on that literally a couple of days ago. Never really covered Phantom or Terra, but one project that I've still been following now for quite a few months, but never done a dedicated video where I've ever mentioned this project before, is Near Protocol. You can see it's now ranked 23 in the charts. Had a fantastic 2021, currently $13.57. What I like about it is actual supply is fantastic. There will only ever be 1 billion, and at the moment we've got 633 million out there, basically 63%. The market cap is 8.5 billion. So I say a fantastic year. The competition now with these layer 1 smart contract platforms is so intense. Just go for the top 10. I say with Binance, their smart chain, as well as say Cardano, Polkadot, and Solana. Obviously Ethereum is still number 2 and Bitcoin is still number 1. But as I've said many times, sooner or later there will be the Ethereum killer, especially if they don't bring out Ethereum 2.0. So when you look at Near Protocol and what they're actually developing, it really does look very interesting long term. Now, we had $20 recently, and the lowest was actually November 2020. It was only 52 cents. Obviously a fantastic time to get in there when it was an up-and-coming project. It was actually founded back in 2018, and their mainnet went live October 2020. So it's still a sort of, a month after that, it was still only 52 cents. So at the time, it was fantastic to get in there. But as they develop, you go on their website, near.org, and they've got all the different sections at the top, very in depth. And I must say, their documentation is very intense, very in depth. It's a many pages going through every part of their ecosystem and their blockchain. There's a lot to read, that's all I can say. So we talk about their main part this year. I think it's the sharding mechanism that they're bringing out. They actually called it Nightshade. And this is where basically Near Protocols can go to the next level, okay? It was actually November 2021 when Near announced they had this first phase of the Nightshade. At the moment, it's only sort of one shard at the moment, producing about 800 to 1,000 transactions per second. But once they're fully up to speed, they're hoping to have 100,000 transactions per second. So it's obviously a lot of plans in place for this. And also, as they develop, you can see on the screen there, they've got the Rainbow Bridge, which is the bridge to Ethereum. They're using Ardana, which is actually a really interesting Cardano project. I never even mentioned that. And that's like a bridge as well to the Cardano blockchain. But getting back to the sharding, I think this is the bit where it's going to take Near to the next level. They've got these plans like the phase 2 of Nightshade will focus on increasing accessibility for validators, eliminating the need for any validators to track all the shards, which is basically planned for the third quarter of 2022. And the fourth quarter, they've got the phase 3. So this year is going to be huge. So when you think about all the different phases of their sharding out there, basically by the fourth quarter of this year, the phase 3 will be out there. Okay, and this is where the team aims to expand the ability for the network to dynamically split and merge shards based on resource utilization. So with the sharding all coming together end of this year, you can see when Near is ranked 23, you really can see it's been a top 10 project. Okay, and that's why I really am to stand this project. But I say we talk about so many, don't we? I'm bullish on, I say of all the smart contracts apart from Cardano and Polkadot, I say videos done recent, Telos and Cadena really are the ones that I'm really, because they're so low cap, we can talk about the price when they could go. However, projects like Near, which is obviously very established now, again, has a lot of room for growth. Okay, now, one thing I did read, what I found extremely interesting, was as far as addresses go, they actually have more active addresses currently than Avalanche or Solana. And both of them have got huge market caps, like 20, 30 billion market caps, but they've got more addresses on that. So that speaks volume for the project for Near long term. Okay, but as I say, I think with what they've got planned, again, the partnerships, and as people build on the Near Protocol network, you can really see it being huge long term. I say also having the bridges, when you've got Near Protocol now bridged with Ethereum, and what Near is basically got a very much expanding ecosystem. It's very hard to put on the screen because it's a very small little document I've seen about all the different infrastructures, the DeFi, the NFT gaming, the community itself, the app chains, the tools and exploring the wallets, all geared with Near Protocol. Okay, you see on their site here, developer bounties. They give people development to help build on Near. It talks about their Nightshade sharding launch, as we say, mass adoption is near. Okay, overview, the documentation, I say very intense. The roadmap wasn't very detailed for like 2022, as you like to see, so hopefully that'll come out very soon. But it's also going down here about Ethereum Bridge and Virtual Machine, Aurora. Okay, now we'll go through Aurora in a minute, but I just want to see also on this, where you can see actually on the website, the 800 million global ecosystem funding. Now this is why, again, it really makes you super bullish about the project. This is actually come out a couple of months ago, where they announced an $800 million funding program specifically to build our apps on their ecosystem. It's obviously a massive investment. This is actually takes near right up the moral levels. You know, it's basically got Proximity Labs is providing $350 million, and the emphasis will be on DeFi apps specifically. And also talking about another $100 million will go into a grand pool for startups, where 20 winners will earn a $5 million grant. So when they're issuing grants like that, and people can see the project and what they've got planned for this year, you can really see, again, yet another project with huge potential. I know I spoke about a lot of with this potential, but when you have a layer one blockchain developing like Near Protocol is, it's a massive competition for the blue chip smart contract platforms. But as I say, I'm super bullish on this project, but obviously I tend to go for the more low cap ones when I'm thinking about price and profit and long term with their roadmaps. But it's never financial advice, you know, but $13.57 when you can see where Near is going, especially with the Sharding this year, you can see this could easily go up a lot in price. But again, who knows what the market's going to do? We don't know, do we? Also, like on their site, I've talked about use cases. DeFi, decentralized finance, obviously many do that. It's obviously very important they do that. And also it said there about the grants for people specifically for DeFi. NFTs are getting involved with that, and also decentralized autonomous orgs, DAOs. So a new way to organise funding, empower communities that is democratic by default. So they really are opening themselves up. And if they get the correct marketing and get as many companies on board and partnerships, and especially with all these bridges they're doing with the Cardano and Ethereum, there's a lot to look forward to. There really is. And I think long term, we really could see so much news coming out about Near Protocol. I saw recently about the Near's decentralized storage with Filecoin. We spoke about it before when we talked about storage coins, didn't we? Filecoin, as we said before, is a decentralized peer-to-peer data network. Basically allows anyone to store and validate data within its network. We've also got, I think the NFT, many projects obviously are doing this now. They've all caught on to the fact. So I'm not surprised that Near is engaging with NFTs and making that possible. They all seem to be doing that. But when we talk about projects built on Near Protocol, ones which look really interesting, I come across Aurora. Okay, at the moment, the market cap is basically 290 million. It looks really good. Current price is $14.25. Like with all these projects we talk about, they're all on basic Gate, KU Coin, Binance, doing fantastic. The only problem with Aurora, it's a massive problem, there's only 2% supply out there. So again, even though it's a very interesting project, the supply is so ridiculously low. You know, it's only basically got just over 20 million. The market cap, the max supply is 1 billion. We go on the actual Aurora site, and this work looks really good. We talked about their shooting for the stars. Aurora provides Ethereum compatibility, Near Protocol scalability, and industry-first user experience through affordable transactions. All about the low gas fees, isn't it? And making everything as cheap as possible. Takes their average block time. It's obviously ridiculous. Transaction cost 2 cents. You know, it's talked everything here. Top crypto projects already building on Aurora. Talks about Near, the Graph, Chainlink, SushiSwap, Curve, and Etherscan. Okay. Now projects on Aurora is 69 plus. They're saying. So yes, it looks very good, but I say the supply, when you think about investment and long term, is ridiculously low. It's one of the lowest percentage you'll see out there in a long time. So even though Aurora, will certainly I'll be keeping my eye on it, I don't own any Aurora yet. But I don't know when they're going to sort of burn tokens, or when they're releasing it for the treasury or whatever, or investors, or they've got a huge percentage held back. I'll certainly keep my eye on Aurora, but I personally won't be buying any just yet. Now, another one which I come across, which seemed quite a low cap gems these days, Octopus Network. Doesn't have a ranking. I think the market's about 150 million. This looks really interesting. Now, again, the supply is basically about 45%, so it's very good. $3.38, up 7% today. Okay, now this project has actually recently been $7, so it's actually half the price from literally a few weeks ago. So obviously the market's had a lovely recovery the last 2 days. So again, time will tell if Octopus Network keeps developing. But when I went on their website, it states here where Web 3.0 happens. The Octopus Network is a multi-chain, interoperable crypto network for launching and running Web 3.0 substrate-based application-specific blockchains. Okay, the Octopus Network is committed to unleashing a new wave of innovation for Web 3.0. Now, again, their white paper is very in-depth, but But it talks about the service here: security, interoperability, infrastructure, community. It talks about the technology. The Octopus Relay enables app chains interoperability with Near Protocol and Ethereum via the Rainbow Bridge. Additionally, app chains can utilize an out-of-box IPC palette to connect with any IPC-enabled blockchains directly. So again, it's great to see. You just scroll through and actually what the Oct token is itself. Its unit of value is named Octopus Network. It represents a medium of exchange between the users and developers who pay to use the network and validators who take the fees as payment. So again, it's got its genuine use case. They do staking as well. Now the roadmap, I say, very impressive 2021. Obviously, all we care about now is moving forward this year. Again, each quarter they've got a lot of plans, and this is what sort of really got me interested when we looked at this project. Was again solid roadmap with lots of plans. Launch one app chain every 3 weeks. The Near app chain NFT transfer. About the second quarter 2022. Talk about more about these, the Octopus DAO version 2, the accelerator program, the IBC bridge for Octopus app chain and Polkadot. So they've got a lot of plans. It's another one to keep on your radar. So I think over time we're going to get a lot of other projects building on Near Protocol. We need to do some update videos, but I think just long term, I think we need to sort of, think about the conclusion when I look into it with the multi-chain interoperability. When you've got the Rainbow Bridge and Aurora's EVM, the Octopus substrate, and the Near's native Nightshade Sharding technology, Near does have that massive potential. So I think we can keep a close eye on Near. I'm certainly going to get myself more Near. I've held some for a little while now. Don't have a massive bag. I really lately have been so focused on buying more Cadena and Telos and Quantex, why they're, in my opinion, ridiculously low prices. I should have perhaps bought some more Near. But however, with the supply, it does look absolutely fantastic. Excellent layer 1 blockchain with huge potential. Okay, so let's keep a close eye on this. Also, they've got their burn program. What it is, every time they burn all of their transaction fees. So it's good to see that. So obviously, I really do believe in that. When basic tokens historically with burn programs, sometimes it leads to sort of tokenomics being deflationary. The fact they burn all transaction fees, I think, is really interesting. So 63% supply out there. Got a lot of potential. So let's keep an eye on Near Protocol. We'll do another update video in a few months' time and see how they're developing. As they're constantly getting these partnerships, it's got huge potential. But the top 20 now is saturated with smart contract layer 1 platforms. Not all will succeed, but they're certainly having a damn good race, aren't they, to get to number 2 to beat Ethereum. Near Protocol's got nearly 430,000 people watching on CoinMarketCap. Again, I really that speaks volumes when so many people are interested in the project. So time will tell, but anyone want any help, as usual, email me, info@cryptostrain.com. If you want to get yourself some Near Protocols on multiple exchanges, links are below, does help the channel, entirely up to you. But anyone want any help, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful evening. We'll chat again soon. Cheers now. Bye.